to you by GN and Co. Sho Genge, welcome back to yet another episode of After School is After School with your girl, Sis GU. To my returning listeners, I hope that you guys are well. And to those that are passing by, I hope you like what you see and you join the gang, please. I hope you like what you see and you join the gang, please. Guys, today I have a beautiful guest. I am so excited to have my friend up here. It's very long overdue.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that we get to do it this way. Right. I feel like it serves us justice for this episode.
Look at us.
So I have my sister, my best bomba, my friend Katlego Lebogang. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule.
Oh, baton.
From flying all the way from Cape Town.
For you.
Yeah, for me, bro.
Egypt.
Quick
Cairo,
fire
Cape to Cairo, baby.
It's nothing, babe. We can do anything. So, yeah, guys, I thought Kat and I would have a little bit of a girls' chat. That's just going to mimic our conversations, really, because I feel like we talk about everything.
All the time.
And anything.
Yep.
Yeah,
No
and we're
holds over here.
Oh, sorry, Zol.
No
I'm
holds.
cutting you off there.
No, there's no holds here.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I'm going to get straight into it.
Yeah.
We're old.
Oh.
We
No,
are
no.
getting older.
They say, I feel like we've literally stepped into our late 30s. I mean, 20s. Nice.
Why
Psych. Guess I died. It's just Satan. That's just Satan
for sure.
stepping in the room. But we're in our late 20s, mid to late 20s.
Yes.
Horrendous.
I'm dead at horrendous. I don't know how I feel about it.
No, it's not horrendous at all, but it's just scary. It's like, what?
Yeah, when did we
How
get
did
here?
We get here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So Katlego is a year older than me, which is absolutely nothing, but it's something to me because with every new age I step into, I will message her and be like, how's day? What's it cutting day by 25? You know, what happens at 26?
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like the things that you tell me help me prepare for the next year. Yeah, for sure.
Aww.
You told me 25 is not looking good. And honestly, turning 25, I always say a birthday is a blessing, so I'm forever grateful. But I'd be lying if I said that it hasn't been hard.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like 25 is a year of settling and realizing, okay, it's life now.
Yeah, for sure.
You're fully in it and you're like, okay, cool. So I'm a full-blown adult.
Yes.
I have responsibilities.
Yes.
All of a sudden, there's bills.
Yes.
There's things. And you're like, what's happening?
And when did we get here? Yeah. It does come with a lot of responsibilities and it has been like very overwhelming. But I always say it again, like another year of life is a blessing.
Always.
Nonetheless.
Always.
You know, and I think that our lives have gotten better. Like when I think about where we started. So Katlego and I used to go to varsity together and we stayed at the same residence and we met in first year. Actually, funny story, we didn't like each other.
We really didn't.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm not really sure. Yeah. We felt the same way about each other and I think it's just because we both have big personalities.
Absolutely.
And we weren't really hearing each other out at the time. But yeah, towards the end of the year, we really found each other. And I'm obviously forever grateful for that because we've been able to grow to where we are now. But when I think about our friendship back then and I look at it now, like it's evolved because we've evolved as people.
Absolutely.
And it's been a beautiful journey.
It's been such a beautiful journey. And I think that if there's one thing we've always been really, really good with, is that we've evolved and grown as individuals.
Yeah.
But our friendships evolved and grown with us.
For sure.
Alongside each other.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? I think in every stage that we've stepped into and evolved into, we've grown with each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? I'm always here to meet you with love.
Yeah.
I'm always here to meet you with an ear to listen to.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I'm always here.
You know what? I want to jump into something quickly. You know how you just said you're always here to meet me at love?
All the time.
And all of these good things.
Yeah.
How has it been holding space for me when it's been hard to do that?
Whew.
Sorry.
There's a woo. Friend, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want to romanticize our friendship. It's never been hard to hold space for you. I know. And
yeah, no, not today.
this makeup took a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Girl.
Yeah.
But it's never been hard to hold space for you because our love has always been reciprocated.
Yeah.
And because of that, the kind of love I get from you, I always want to meet you with that exact kind of energy. And I
Yeah.
think that even though we go through it
Yeah, for sure.
and grow through it,
Yeah.
I've never felt like, oh my gosh, this is a burden, this is so heavy to weigh. You know,
Yeah.
it's never felt like that. I think there's been times where I've wanted, and I mean to step back into like the past, I've wanted you to see yourself through my eyes
Yeah.
at times.
Yes.
And when you have evolved into that,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I mean, holding space for you is very easy. I feel like between the two of us,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the problematic friend,
Please.
but like, I'm the one who has it less together. You know, I'm the one who voice notes Katlego and be like, hey, brah, you'll never believe what I did today.
Right.
You know, and I feel like you do allow yourself to live, which is a beautiful thing. And the older you've become,
Girl.
the more you have
Girl.
allowed yourself to live, because there was a time.
There was a time.
Where Katlego
Ish.
would not really be doing much.
No,
You know?
and that's the past. I think obviously the way I was raised, and I was raised in such a conservative, like, see your tandoza
Yeah.
kind of home. So
Yeah.
it was really hard for me to just evolve and figure out who's cat.
Yeah,
like,
for
who
sure.
am I? Like, and I think the minute, and I owe it to a lot of the friendships that I made in university. When your
Yes.
parents say the friends you meet in uni are going to be your lifetime friends, they're not playing about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because I think those friendships really allowed me to blossom.
Yes.
And really, it was comfortable for me to just evolve and just butterfly out of there. And yeah, I think obviously I was very conservative back
Yes.
in the day, but
Yeah.
I'm wearing a slippy.
Yeah, you're always which is such a big deal.
I'm wearing a slippy.
Yeah, for sure. If
Yeah.
anything, I think it speaks to how you've grown in your confidence
Ooh.
as yourself. And I think I speak for both of us. The older we've become,
Let me tell you
the
something.
more confident
Honey.
we've become.
Let me tell you something. I've never felt so fine in my life.
As you should.
In
As
my
you should.
life.
Yes.
And I think that's the beauty of growth. You're
Yes.
like, I'm growing up, but I'm a grown-ass woman.
Yes. And you look
Right?
good.
You look good too.
Yeah, no, I think it's been really cool to also just accept our flaws. I think when you're young,
Yeah.
you're so hypercritical of yourself and the things you're doing and what you're wearing and where you're going and who you're with and all
All
of
the
these
time.
things. And it's like, as you get older, I'm gonna say it again, it's none of anybody's business.
Right?
So you get to just do you and you become comfortable with yourself and the things
Yeah.
that you're doing.
What a beautiful time also, because at that point, no one can touch you.
Yeah, you're unstoppable.
The world is crazy and the world will always have voices and they'll be like, nyara, nyara, nyara. But when you are grounded in self,
Yes,
you're like, this is me.
100%.
Take it or leave it.
100%.
No more ngangifuni.
I'm
It's
okay
okay.
with that.
It's
Yeah, and I think that
okay.
there was a time, let me speak for my life, like if you didn't want me,
Ish,
ish,
ish.
yeah, I would have maybe taken it a little bit personally.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Why
what do
didn't
you
you want
mean?
me?
Am I not trying hard enough? Am I not doing enough? Am I not enough? But now I'm just kind of like, you know what? It's not meant to be between the two of us, and that's completely okay.
And some people just don't deserve you.
Yeah, for
and that's
sure.
okay.
Yeah, at the
That's
end of the
okay.
day. Yeah, ooh, y'all feeling that.
They said they don't deserve me. That's right.
But I want to also ask you, how have you been able to grow more into yourself and become more confident? Because it's all good and dandy to say that we are. But
right.
what are the things that you've practically been able to do in
Yeah.
order to feel more comfortable in yourself?
You know, I think, obviously, I'm very like health fitness girl, like let's live your best fit life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think I had to really go through a process of unlearning and re-loving.
Ooh,
And I
yeah.
think I had to really get to know myself, because I think for the longest time, I knew myself as what I was told to be.
Yes.
And I had to be like, and obviously in university, you're like, you go through this, like, fine, you go through puberty, but then you go through like a sort of mid-20s
Yeah,
crisis, nyana,
for
where you're
sure.
like, what am I? What's going on? Who am I? Like,
Yeah.
you know? And I had to go through that, but I really had to be like, this is who I am, and there's so much power in it.
Yes.
And you can't expect yourself to put yourself in rooms and put yourself in situations and be like, this is me, especially with the profession that I'm in. Like, I'm being like, this is me, I'm confident, I'm stepping into this room, but do you believe it, girl?
Yeah, do
you
you?
really believe-
Do you really?
Ah.
Yeah.
So I really had to be like, this is me, this is who I am, I love me. And especially with the amount of rejection I get in my industry, I had to be like, even at the end of the day,
Yes.
I'm still me.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is That's dope.
Yeah, no,
That's
is
dope as
cool.
hell.
And that's lovely. And
Yeah.
it's been cool that, like, especially gym and your work has been
100%.
able to allow you to, like, grow more into
Yeah.
yourself and become more confident.
Yeah.
And I think these things just help in general. Like, when you love what you do and you're good at it, I think it really feeds into you. And when you do what you love for a living, like,
Oh my gosh.
that's such a blessing.
It hits me every time. I'm like, this is what I do. And I think a lot of
Yeah.
people have tendencies to be like, when you're an actor, they're like, oh, what else do you do?
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
sure that also happens in like content
Yes.
creating, everything in the arts.
Oh,
Most
yeah,
of the
for
time they're like,
sure.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, like permanently,
Yeah.
what else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, no. That's me.
Yeah, that's all I do.
That's all I do.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm so good at it that I get paid
to do
do
it.
it.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
Like, I also receive that. Like, I say I'm a content creator and it's just like, it's crickets, bruh.
It's like,
It's awkward. Also, like, worse if I say it on like a date, you know, like, especially as a Han. Like, oh yeah, I'm a content creator. I do YouTube, I do podcasts. Like, oh. And then what, babe? It's like, oh, and then all of a sudden I have to explain, like, what do you talk about?
Oh my
When do you talk
gosh.
about it? How do you make money off of this? And it's like, I'm here and I look nice. Is that not enough? You know, so clearly what I'm doing is
Literally.
working for me.
100%.
Yeah. And I also think
Yeah.
that with the things that we do, it does sometimes require for us to be a little bit more outspoken, you know, like I'm well aware that I share my thoughts and opinions with the public at large, and that can be daunting for someone to
lot.
deal with, you know.
It's a
I think
lot.
sometimes people do prefer someone who's a little bit more timid, which hasn't been me.
first of all, don't come here for that.
Yeah, like you're knocking at the wrong door.
Like, honey, what expected by?
Yeah, expected
like,
by.
come on,
Yeah,
dude.
for sure.
You expect me to be like,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, not submissive. That's another conversation.
Yeah, for
That's
sure,
not-
another
that's
day.
not-
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a thing of sometimes if people can't take you as you are, it's like, oh, dude, thank you that we've realized this very early. Let's move on. It was
Yeah,
a nice
and leave it at that.
date, great food. Bah.
But that's also funny because then I think about when we had started getting to know people. I don't
That's
want to use the word date. That's a little
horrendous.
serious. But when we had started to get to know people, and obviously, like, it's been cool because Katlego's seen me do some things and do things that I shouldn't have done and
And
entertain
vice versa.
situations. Same. Can I ask you something? How has it been being my friend? Oh, how are you? I don't know how to ask this. Like, when your friend is with someone that you don't like. Yeah.
I just want to take a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Let me get comfortable.
When your friend is with someone that you don't like, how do you handle it?
Oh my. Oh my.
I think it's such an important question because I honestly think that as women sometimes, I mean, actually, no, I feel like as people in general, you may
Yeah.
find yourself in a situation where you aren't the most fond of your friend's partner.
Absolutely. And I think
She said absolutely.
No, absolutely. Because I'm like, babes, you are bomb. And lo, come on.
Yeah.
No ways.
Yeah.
The fact that they breathe in your ear, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy
That's
that you are crying
crazy.
over this thing, bro.
That guy.
Every day, man.
No, man.
Not you,
not a
babe.
scrub.
Yeah.
No,
But I
no.
honestly think, like, in the times that I haven't liked your partner, or a person,
Konjanini?
I never talk. But in those moments, I think first of all, I trust you.
Oh,
So
Baba.
I always know that you're going to do what is best for you, even if you aren't doing it in that moment.
Girl,
I
it's
know
going-
that there'll
I'ma
be a
get there.
moment. You'll get
I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. And secondly, I always try to give the benefit of the doubt because my friends must know this person way better and more intimately than what I do.
Right.
You know, and I'm also well aware that as friends, sometimes you can come and blast them like, yo, Peter, this dick.
Why you gonna be WhatsApp?
Yeah, and it's like, I don't experience them as what you do, and I don't
100%.
experience them as often as you do.
100%.
And in order for you to have even given them a chance, there has to have been something good.
Surely.
Yes.
I remember the first time I experienced this. I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I had a best friend who was dating this, like, really, like, I was like, what's going on? Why?
Yeah.
That thing stressed me out, dude.
Yeah.
And there were prelims, and I was stressed.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, I'm
I-
stressed about prelims. I'm stressed about my friend dating this guy.
Yeah.
Beminsangu in the school. What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I literally went home. I went home, I was like to my dad, I was fainting. I was like, I just don't understand. Why doesn't she want better for herself? What's going on? What's going on? My dad, calmly, you know my dad.
Yeah.
He's like, Katli, you can't make people want better for themselves.
Unless they
want better for themselves.
Facts.
And he was like, sometimes people need to go through situations
100%.
to go through the situation.
Yeah.
I said, y'all dad butts.
Yeah,
but it's
for
only
sure.
you know what I mean? And only now I'm like, bars.
Yeah.
Bars.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I've applied moving forward. And I will love you the whole time. I'll always be here. When you love him, you're like, oh my gosh, that's my man. I'll be here. I'll be like, you man.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be here.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But I think I will always be vocal about my opinion because
Yes.
I love you.
Yes.
And I think we've experienced situations where I've really just been mad at certain people that have been in, like, let's say your life or my life kind of thing. And it's
Yeah.
like, you really can't your friend has to go through that.
Yeah, for sure. You don't make the decisions for your friend.
You can't.
Yeah. And
But
I think
I'm going to let you know.
Yeah, for sure. I think you
Yeah.
can obviously let someone know respectfully.
Yeah.
But also still hold a place of support because
Always.
at the end of the day, they are your friend. And again, you are
100%.
hoping that they do choose better for themselves.
Always.
And obviously with growing and just experiencing more life, your choices do get better.
They do.
Yeah. And it's nice. I don't worry about you now.
Oh, girl.
In that aspect.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's really nice. Like just seeing, I know that your friends go through things, but it's nice to know
Yeah.
that they're going through things and actually learning and
Yeah.
choosing better for themselves.
100%.
You know, like it's not nice to see your friend make the same mistake
Footy.
again and again.
No ways.
And again.
And again.
And again.
You.
Yeah, again.
No ways.
I never.
When do we learn?
Yeah, like when is it actually going to stop, you know?
Dude.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a very important part of life and I want to speak to that just because it's not easy. And I think especially in early varsity, it's a very like tricky situation to be in.
It really is. And I think we've experienced it and we've been like, no, I want my friend to be with a better person. But I think eventually, because you trust the friend, like you were saying,
Yeah.
and you're like, you know what? They need to go through this to go through it.
Yeah.
And they're good
And
now.
that's that,
They're
for
good
sure.
now.
I also think that I'd found myself in situations like that because I couldn't stand up for myself. Like, I've spoken about this before. I am a reformed people
Girl,
pleaser.
let me tell you
And
something.
I used to just always want to fit into whatever it is that people wanted of me. You know, even in romantic relationships, which I think is the most dangerous place to people please. Like, your partner, hey guys, choosing your partner is serious business. You know,
It's a big
It's a big
deal.
thing, boy. It's a big thing. Like, you really need to choose someone who is going to help you grow, who's going to support you, who sees you for you.
Key.
Like, truly sees you.
Sees
who
you
sees you.
for who you are.
For who you are.
They're not coming into don't bubble build me.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
bub the builder me.
Yeah, 100%.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
Love me
Yeah.
for who I am.
Yes.
I'm going to grow, I'm going to evolve.
Yeah.
But love me for who I am right now.
And I think because I had always wanted to fit a certain characteristic of what this person had thought of me, you know, like I had to learn to stand up for myself and realize that like I'm not going to almost like make myself smaller in order to stay in the situation.
Louder.
Yeah, and you can't do that. And when you are
can't.
doing that, you actually find that you become miserable.
Exactly.
And also, no cap. Sorry, no, go off.
You know what I've realized?
Yeah.
I think most of the time when we've gone through those situations where you are with a partner, I think we've both gone through this, where we are with partners that really don't fit the women that we are.
Yo. Yeah, that one is very tense, babe. I'm not gonna lie.
Spoken word poetry.
Yeah.
But I think
And we have.
and you know what?
we've
It's
done
okay.
it. Yeah.
Lucky man.
Yes.
Lucky boy.
Yes.
Lucky boy.
Lucky people.
But I think that we've gone through that, but there is so much power in that. And I think I don't regret.
I do.
I knew you would say that.
I'm
knew
sorry.
she said I should have never
do.
gone there. But
There are
honestly
things that I definitely
speaking-
wish that I just didn't do.
No. You can regret actions, but I don't regret experiences.
I do.
Okay. I know. No, I know.
Yeah.
But for me,
But that's how we're different.
100%. I think for me, going through the experiences that I went through,
Yeah.
with the people that I went through them with,
Yeah.
I was able to be like, I just don't like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when you realize that you don't like that, you're able to be like, I want that.
And that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And going through those situations, you realize what you really want out of a partner.
Nah. Yeah.
What a big word.
Yeah, it is a very
What a
big word.
big word.
Do you know
Not
what
just
I-
a best of bomba girlfriend, boy, a partner.
Partner.
Like, let's do this life thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm not gonna lie though, I struggle with that, and I think you're more mature than me in that aspect, because like I can grow from something but I can regret it. You know, like I can grow from something and wish I never did it. I can grow from something and just denounce you.
I get that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is fair, bro. Thank you.
No, it's fair. It is fair.
Yeah, it's actually just like I can't.
It's like I knew I didn't want to go through that, so I didn't have to go through it to know that I don't want to go through it.
Yeah, for sure.
I get that.
But I think also just learning to speak up for yourself as a black woman is very hard.
Yeah.
And I think this has trickled into my life in many different aspects.
Right.
And in relationships for sure, but just in my industry, in my household,
Girl.
in the world at large,
Yeah.
you know, like it's like as soon as we do speak up, we're being passive, we're being angry, we have an attitude, we're bitchy, we're all of these things, and it's like we're not allowed to have opinions, and people just always want to make us the smallest in the room.
100%.
Yeah.
That's what you're not going to do.
And you can't do that.
That's what you're not going to
Yeah.
do. And I think also that comes with growth and evolving and really just being strong in who you are before you present yourself to the world.
Oh, facts.
And I think that's why, in terms of timing and God's divine timing,
Yes.
when you really go through the path that you're supposed to go through, when you're supposed to go through,
Yes.
you're ready for those situations.
Yes.
So if I step onto set and I come and I meet an obnoxious producer, an obnoxious director,
Yeah.
that's not going to faze me.
Yes.
It might affect me just for a second, but it's not going to shift who I am.
For sure.
Because it's like, you know what? That's a you problem.
Yeah.
I know what I bring to the table. And I think it's been a journey because you also come in with imposter syndrome and you're like, oh my gosh, am I, can I, you know? But at the end of the day, you're like, I'm not here by mistake.
For sure.
I'm not here by mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it feeds into like what society thinks women should be and should act like.
Don't tell me what to do.
Bruh.
Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what
Don't
to do.
tell me what to be.
But you know what? There was a time where you could tell me what to do.
And I listen. Ooh, what a crazy gal.
What a crazy
Crazy
gal.
gal.
Yeah, no, for sure. There was 110% of time where you could have, just because I was running away from trying to not be what it is that you're describing me as.
Girl.
Even though I knew that what you were saying wasn't true to who I was.
Right?
Yeah. You know,
That's
like feeding
wild.
into someone else's lies just to low-key keep them at comfort instead of just being like, no, bro, that's not what I'm about,
That's not what
and
it
that's not what I'm
is.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I think also it takes like really just being with, in terms of speaking of being in situations where someone tries to dim your light,
Yeah.
it takes a certain kind of person to be with a powerful.
superstar.
Oh. Footy.
You said, oh.
Footy. What?
A superstar.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And it takes a certain kind of person to be
It
with
does. I think it just takes a certain type of person to be able to be with someone who's just sure of themselves in general.
And
And when I
there's
say
nothing wrong with
superstar,
that.
that's what I mean. I mean
Yes.
someone who is just sure of themselves, who knows what they're
Yes.
doing, who's not going to slow down for you.
In
You know, it's
any
either you come
industry.
along
Yep.
or you stay behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you're going to do.
100%.
Time ticking.
Yes.
Yep.
And also on the topic of just learning to stand up for ourselves, I want to speak about black women in therapy. Oh. Yeah, we're going there today.
She's gonna go there.
We are gonna go
Ukimana
there.
bani.
We are gonna go there
We are gonna
because
go there.
we are brought up to be these strong, incredibly strong, unbreakable,
Yes.
inhumane objects
Yes.
that can go through anything, that can withstand anything,
No.
and you learn to just be strong.
No.
You know, you learn to not speak up for yourself. You learn to not speak. There are just a lot of things that sort of narrative
Yeah.
makes you become,
Yep.
and that may not be true to yourself.
100%.
And like, I'm a big advocate for therapy. I believe in it 110%. And if you are able to afford it, I always recommend it.
Right.
But I know that also wasn't an easy step for me.
Honey.
Acknowledging
a
that
lot.
there are things for you to talk about and potentially work through
Right.
as a beginning point
It's a lot.
is a lot.
It's a lot. Also, speaking on the strength thing, I'm not in Bogota.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a rock.
Yeah.
I have feelings. I have emotion. I'm not in Bogota.
Yeah.
At all. And I think also with the therapy thing, you know my journey.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me, and I was telling you the other day, I was like, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm ready for therapy.
Yes.
And I think the biggest thing about that is that I'm ready to unpack.
Yes.
You have to be ready for that.
Yes, you do.
Because otherwise, I feel like it'll be a bit traumatic. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm not ready to really speak about what's happened to me,
Yes.
and it's even the book that I'm reading now, understanding what's happened to you and understanding why it happened to you and understanding how am I going to move forward?
Yes.
How am I going to deal with this?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it took a lot.
Yeah, also you're right.
2017 me, therapy.
Never.
Girl, I'm going to the gym.
Ever.
I'm
Yeah,
going
you're
to
gonna
the
go.
gym.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I also think it takes obviously a lot of vulnerability, and it does take you acknowledging that you're ready to take that path, and knowing that it's not easy. Like knowing you're gonna be re-triggered,
At all.
knowing that you're gonna cry,
Girl.
You know, knowing that you're going to have to potentially speak about things that you've locked away for a very long time, but understanding the freedom that comes in that. Like
Yeah.
I believe in speaking about things because it offers me the freedom. Like
Right.
sometimes, funny enough, you know, like some people will try bring up the things that I bring up on my podcast as a jab. And I'm like, you're so foolish.
That's
because,
crazy.
Bruh, you're so foolish because if I've brought it up in my own capacity, you have no
Surely.
power over it.
I said
I've
that.
spoken about it. It's my story.
You're not telling me something I don't know.
Bruh,
Come on.
You listen to me say it and then you're regurgitating it to me, expecting a reaction.
Thank you.
Does that make any sense?
Great,
You know?
quotable.
Yeah, and I think sometimes my fear of vulnerability has stemmed from that. My vulnerability being taken and used
Against you.
against me in
Yeah.
certain situations.
Yeah.
But I think therapy has definitely taught me that like vulnerability is power, and I'm never going to feel stupid for opening my mouth and saying something that I feel.
Yeah.
You know, if
Yeah.
anything, I'm honoring myself by giving myself the platform to do so.
Also, how much power does it take for you to be fully self-aware to know I'm not good? I'm not
Yes.
good, and because I'm not good, I'm gonna get better.
Yes,
Right?
100%. Like I know that I have something to work on, and I have no shame in that. There's no shame
Yeah.
in my game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
100%.
I think it's a continuous journey. I think again, there's a lot of power and freedom that comes through speaking, and that's honestly my podcast is therapeutic for me. Like I do it for me more than anyone else. Like it's really nice to just have a microphone where I can just speak my thoughts and work my thoughts out as I speak,
Right.
which is normally what happens. Like I'll have an idea and I'm like, okay, I've been feeling like this. Why is this bothering me? And as I start to like speak about it, I'm like, oh, okay, like it triggers this that stemmed from this, you know, and that's maybe something that I haven't healed with or something that I'm still currently struggling with.
I think that's the most powerful thing about your podcast is that it's like a dear diary
Yeah.
for you.
But you guys
But-
don't know me. I gotta remind the peeps.
She said, But it's a dear diary for you, and because you're literally putting your thoughts out there,
Yeah.
not necessarily in a journal, and it's so relatable because people have gone through that, but they haven't been able to find the words to articulate that.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And listening to that is therapeutic for you, yes, fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most powerful thing, the fact that you're doing it for you.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a way of healing for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And just as a plus on the side, it heals other people. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And I
That's
mean, I'm
crazy.
grateful. I think it ties back into us being able to do what we love and being able to make a career out of it, you know, and
Absolutely.
not having to be something else or pretending to be other people. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
we're both fortunate in that, like, when we show up to work, we show up as ourselves.
100%.
Nothing less.
100%. Like they want you because you are you.
Yes.
And that's a blessing.
Yeah, and I think you've also just helped me step into myself a lot more. Like, you're very unshakable, you know. Katlego's a crackhead, and she's
Sissy.
going to be a crackhead. Wherever, whenever, you know. Like, you're very true to your personality. You're very true to your genuineness. You're very true to your energy. Like, you're just always true. You never change in a room. And sometimes I know, like, I felt the pressure to shapeshift
Yeah.
in certain rooms and become a certain way and speak in a certain way. But yeah, through you and just my podcast and realizing that people resonate with my voice and the way that I speak and the thoughts that I have that are mine,
Yep.
it's been really, like, cool for me to be able to do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course you do.
You're so sweet.
Love
Why do we
you.
do this all the time?
Yeah.
Stop that.
But yeah, I just think that our walks together and
Yeah.
our careers are definitely something that God has ordained.
Absolutely. Before
For
time.
sure. Yeah, before time.
Before time.
And I believe in the power of sisterhood. I believe
Yeah.
in the power of community. Like, I
Absolutely.
don't think we're people that are meant to do this life thing alone at all
Absolutely.
in the slightest, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, there may be certain things that you go through by yourself that you cannot share. That's fine. Do that in your own time. But I
Yeah.
think knowing that I have someone that I can speak to, that I can honestly be vulnerable with is a
Yeah.
blessing, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes as women, we're conditioned to, like, compete with women in friendships.
Every
you
day.
know?
Why?
Yeah, it's like there's another beautiful woman in the room. You must fight to be the most beautiful. There's someone else who's successful. It's like you're taking up space for me. There isn't space.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy because I honestly believe that there's space for everyone
There is.
at all times.
Exactly. And also it's like, don't reduce me to just being that.
Yeah.
There's so much more to that. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean? It's
yes.
like, yes, fine, a beautiful woman, great, fine, okay. They step in there, what do they bring to the table?
Yeah.
They bring so much more than that.
Yeah.
So you can't compare people just based off of that. Like, I'm so much more than that. And people are individuals, and that's the beauty of that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm really proud of you.
Oh, I'm really proud of you too.
I really,
Every time I
really
turn
am.
on the TV, there's Katlego. On another ad, on another series,
Don't
doing
do that.
bigger and better great things.
Don't do. We've come a long way.
Yeah, we have come
We've
a long
come
way.
a really long
I
way.
wish we could put up an old photo.
Guys, no, I've got old photos. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, we can't do that.
It would-
No,
if
one
we-
day we will, though.
Uh,
Oh, okay. No, we're not going to do that.
But yeah, I'm really proud of the woman that you've evolved into.
Thank you.
And I think it's really important to speak life into your friends because it's like, yes, fine, I tell you that I love you all the time, but you are so dynamic.
Yeah.
You are so dynamic, you are so incredible, and I think that the more that you're just stepping into God's purpose for you, girl,
Thanks.
ain't no limit, ain't no cap.
Yeah, I do feel unstoppable. Like, and I think that's the
As you
first
should.
time I've ever felt like that in my
Yeah.
life. Like, I can do anything
You
that I
can.
set my mind to.
And you can.
Genuinely. Like, if I put in enough work and I really just give myself the time that I need, like,
Exactly.
like the world is my oyster.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's cool to believe that, and you guys should believe that too.
Yeah.
You know,
You can
whatever
do
industry
anything.
you're in, you're the best at it.
Exactly.
There's none that does it like you. There's none that speaks like you. There's none that has your swag. There's none that has your flow. There's just nothing, bruv, that looks like you.
Nobody.
In the world.
And they
babe.
never will be.
Ever.
And that's
they
what
can
you-
try.
Oh.
Bazohluleka.
That's a
Yeah.
Bayenza ama-client, bayenza ama-dupes, angeke be original.
For sure.
I'm so sorry.
At the end of the day. But yeah, I just want to end our little conversation here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having, I was going to say thank you for
Thank
having
you
me.
for having me.
Thank you for
Yeah.
honestly taking the time out to be here and just have a conversation with me. And yeah, just for being able to do this live thing with me. Like, I don't take it lightly.
Punko.
Yeah.
Ponsonono.
Yeah.
Hey, love you.
Yeah.
Of course, friend. Like, any day. For you, the world.
Anything.
Anything. The
Anything.
world.
No, my
No spill back inside your imagangane. I'm gonna on your phone now.
For sure. Yeah, no, literally. Like, I also think it's really cool to have that.
Right?
You know, just be like, sorry,
Absolutely.
somebody's calling me. It's important. You
And I
don't have
think-
to wait.
I owe my growth in being emotional to you as a
Aw.
friend. Yeah, I do. Because I think I've never
Because I'm so
been-
emotional. What should I say?
Dana, I've always been an emotional creature, but I think I've never felt comfortable with my emotions and comfortable with being emotional.
Yeah.
And you've always held space for me with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, I've also just never believed that you've always had to have it together and
Right.
always have to like not feel a certain way.
Come
Like,
as you are.
Yeah, like honestly, like hold space for your friends. Your friends are not grand some days,
Exactly.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, that is us. That is it, and we're going to leave it here. Thank you. Brought to you by GN and Co.